Hi, my name is Frank Carlucci, engineer paramedic for Fremont Fire Department. Today we're going to be talking about an intraosseous infusion procedure for a pediatric patient. I want everyone to know this is an effective means of providing fluids or medications in a severely ill patient when IV access is not possible. The indications for this procedure is a pediatric patient has to be greater than 3 kilograms and cannot exceed 40 kilograms in size. Also, this is the main indication is when no IV access can be done. Contraindications include possibility of unable to locate the tibial landmark, any recent fractures in that area, or any infection or burn over the site. Okay, so now let's go ahead and start talking about preparing the patient, locating the landmark, and preparing our needle for the insertion. First, what we're going to do is we're going to place the patient supine. After we've placed the patient supine, we're going to go ahead and position a rolled towel underneath the area which we're going to be working to support the leg. Now we're going to go ahead and locate the landmark. Locating the landmark can be done one of two different ways. We can either go with 2 fingers below the patella or locate the tibial tuberosity and go 1 finger below it. The insertion is actually going to take place medial on the flat part of the tibia. So now, after we've located that, we're going to take the chlorhexidine swipe. We're going to prepare the site. While that is drying, we're going to go ahead and prepare our needle. Okay, once we have the needle prepared, we're ready to go ahead and do the insertion. Now that we've prepared the patient, we've stabilized the leg and loaded the needle, we're ready to go on to the insertion. But first, before we do that, we're going to consider pain management. So now we're going to go ahead and pull off the protection of the needle. We're going to stabilize the leg with our extra hand. We're going to go ahead and locate our landmark. We're going to direct into 90 degrees, and we're going to go ahead and apply firm but gentle pressure as we drill. Once we reach the bone, we're going to go ahead and stop, verify that we still have the 5 millimeter marking showing, and we can proceed, since that will represent whether we'll be able to get into the medullary cavity and be able to get where the bone marrow is existing. After that, we're going to go ahead and drill in. Once we reach less resistance after we've gone through the bone, we're going to go ahead and stop. Okay, once inserted, we're going to go ahead and remove the drill from the needle. We're going to set that aside. We're going to go ahead and unscrew the needle stylet, and we're going to place that in a sharps container. We're going to go ahead and hold on to the hub, and we're going to prepare to flush. So now we're going to go ahead and infuse 5 cc's for a flush. We never aspirate when using the pediatric IO. Once we've infused 5 cc's, we're going to go ahead and check around the site for any swelling or any other signs of possible infiltration. After we've flowed the 5 cc's and the site looks ready, we're going to go ahead and connect the IV tubing. The IV bag is going to have a IV pressure device around it to be able to go ahead and flow IV fluids. At this time, we're actually ready to administer IV fluids or any medication. Okay, now that we have a patent IO in place and we're infusing fluid volume, what we want to do is secure the site. Okay, you're going to take the 2 3-inch pieces of gauze. You're going to place them parallel to the leg, placing the site in between. Apply the transport tape perpendicular to the gauze, securing it to the back side of the leg. Again, this gives you the ability to actually see the site if there becomes any infiltration, and it also secures the site. The number one thing after you've done that is to annotate the time that this IO was accomplished so it can be passed on to hospital care. The 3 key points after we've done this procedure is that we are going to verify that we've actually flushed 5 cc's into the catheter. We want to remember that we do not ever aspirate in the pediatric IO. Some of the signs for infiltration will be leaking around the site or actually swelling underneath the skin around the site. And the last key point is, whenever you use infusing with an IO, on a pediatric patient, you're going to have to use some type of pressure bag around the IV bag. Now that the IO procedure is complete, we want to talk about the 6 main complications that could happen during this procedure or after the procedure has been done. Okay? Complications consist of compartment syndrome, growth plate injuries, infection, failed infusion, embolism, and also bony fractures at the site. The last key point that I'd like to stress to everybody, and this is the reason why we do this procedure, is any medication given IV, which includes fluid resuscitation, can be given IO. Okay? Thank you very much for watching. Go Giants.